Hey guys, Eric Cleary here, co-founder of Oranges Property Management, realtor with the investment team at RE/MAX Niagara. Today we want to chat about financing and what it takes to fund your first deal, your first investment property. So James Husky's here with me, who's one of my main mortgage broker partners that we do a lot of business with. He's a super professional. He's done a lot of wonderful things for a lot of our clients. And the feedback we've gotten is great. So I wanted to have James on to tell you guys, give you almost a breakdown of a few easy steps that you could start doing today to put yourself in a position where you can qualify for a mortgage and get your first investment property. Right now, guys, we're heading over to another property that I sold a good friend of mine that I've known for quite a few years. It's a semi-detached raised bungalow in Welland in a really nice neighborhood, kind of close to everything, not far from the 406, which connects you right to the QEW, which is obviously takes you anywhere to the GTA. So this property was really cool and exciting when we found it because, and I'm going to show you guys, that the upstairs was beautiful. And what I had liked is the way they kind of converted the space. It already had the laundry room upstairs. So it was even less work than normal when we do these 2-unit properties with like a main level and a basement, because we didn't even have to add laundry upstairs. It was already done. So we only had to actually add laundry in the lower level. And we're doing this again through the city with a permit. And we had to do something separate to meet code anyways downstairs. So it was nice. My client actually saved, probably $3,000 because of that. That's exciting. But what's really exciting is the lower level, the basement, has those big windows that I love. And it also has 1.5 bathrooms. So there's a nice half bath right off the living room in the lower level, which is super cool and very rare. And then you have a full bathroom with a tub. So you don't see that very often. So that caught my eye, and little things like that make such a big difference in the speed in which you get it rented, the amount of rent you can actually collect, the type of tenant that you're going to attract. So I was thrilled, and as was my client, like I said, who happens to be a good friend of mine. We're here at another property in Welland. It's a semi-detached raised bungalow where we've added a legal secondary unit. So, as I briefly mentioned, this property was almost done as is, and it was a single family home. This is what the kitchen looks like. Sorry, first of all, I'm gonna apologize, guys. I know it's dark in here. The electricians are here doing a bunch of electrical and upgrading the panel, so we have no power. So we're gonna have to make do with with your editing skills. So this kitchen is existing, which is really nice. It has a gorgeous backsplash, really nice cabinetry, high-end appliances, and it all just ties in and looks great. I'll take you guys out there after and show you what the walkout kind of looks like. But as you walk in here, big bright space, very open. The fire separation for this unit is actually down at the bottom of the stairs. So when you walk in, this space is still nice and bright and open instead of trying to build the separation here. So we did it way down at the bottom of the steps because this room's so big and we wanted to keep it that way. So you do have some dining space here. These tenants actually just moved in not long ago, so they haven't even fully set up yet. But here you can see, there's a lot of space. So we look for things that are going to offer, places, whether it's an apartment upstairs or down, people still want to have a spot to eat dinner or have some friends and family over. A nice living room to relax, entertain guests, or just simply, chill out and watch movies. A functioning kitchen if you want to cook, or again, if you have family and friends over when things go back to normal. We're all hoping for that. You need to have a space that can offer those things to people. And we love to be able to find products that offer that. This space up here on the main level, as I mentioned, kind of on the drive over here, already had a laundry room, which is really, really rare. In a single family home, 9 times out of 10, the laundry is going to be located down in the basement. Usually, because of the way we do the drawings and the city requirements, we have to move the laundry downstairs and we have to add it up here. So you got to do 2. In this property, it was already done, which we loved. And it's a nice space. Like there's, the access to the attic is kind of tucked in here, not in the hallway. So it's like, tucked away and you can't see it. Lots of cabinet space for you to put your detergent and other cleaning stuff. And it also comes with a full sink. Like there's a full laundry sink in there. And the previous homeowners have maximized every square inch of this place. And we love it. And I think our tenants that live here now love it as well. So if you come into the bathroom, one of the challenges we had here was there's 1.5 bathrooms downstairs, and then there's a full bathroom up here, but it was a jacuzzi tub. Obviously, tenants want a shower. So we had to somehow come up with an idea to convert a single, jacuzzi into a shower. And we wanted to keep the jacuzzi because it's nice for people to have that option. So what we did was this kind of halo curtain. My contractor installed it on the ceiling here, as you can see. We tied into the existing plumbing and ran a shower head up. So this is a full functional 2-piece now, 4-piece bathroom, sorry. But like I said, jacuzzi tub plus shower. This curtain halo option was the best because if we tried to do glass or anything else, we were struggling with how do we make sure water doesn't pool and drip onto the floor and go down and destroy things. So the best option that we came up with, and we had multiple people kind of, throw in their opinions, was to do this idea and make sure that the curtain flowed into the tub so the water obviously didn't get anywhere else. And that saved us from having to put like vinyl all around and try to somehow rip this out and redo it, which saved an enormous amount of money for my client, which they were very happy with. And then the tenants have multiple options again, right, to enjoy the tub and the shower. So we're happy about that. The other thing, it's kind of hard to see here. It is a privileged bathroom. So from the master bedroom, you do have access here. You got a pocket door, which is nice. This is the smaller of the 2 rooms. Still very decent in terms of size. They're using it as an office. The other thing I love too is in most of these main levels, you would have 3 bedrooms. Here you only have 2, and what eliminating that 3rd bedroom does that we don't really care about that much anyway is now give you a better floor plan for our target market. And what I mean by that is again, we rented this to a professional couple as we figured we would. And what they loved wasn't, they got an extra room here to use as an office, but what they loved is they got a nice separate laundry room and they got a bigger bathroom and a larger dining space. Those are things that helped us get to that good rent number and obviously help us obtain good quality people. That 3rd room, we might have lost the tenants that we have in here now because the rooms might have just been smaller. The bathroom would have been smaller. The laundry room wouldn't have existed. It would just be a stackable somewhere. Not saying that's terrible, but if you have the ability to have a separate laundry room, go for that every time. So that's why I'm big on functionality and practicality, more so than we got to get as many bedrooms as we can because we'll get more rent. Not the case. Definitely not in Niagara. So like I said, the electricians are here doing a bunch of work today, so we got some stuff everywhere. Shows we're busy, not a bad thing. This is the bigger master suite. So they've got a lot of furniture in here, and there's still a lot of space. You got a big closet here. That behind that door is the pocket door that goes into the bathroom. So it's a privileged ensuite. And again, you got nice big windows. So they love that. I love that. And I'll take you guys out back. It's kind of a crappy rainy day today. There is a pool, an above ground pool, where the tenant signed an additional document that's supplementary to the Ontario standard lease, which is what we're required to use here in Ontario, Canada, where they've taken responsibility of that. Where they've taken responsibility of that. Because my client didn't want to assume the cost and the repairs and stuff like that. And the tenants wanted to use it. And we gave them the option. You know, it's like, hey guys, we're really excited to have you. I know you love this place. What do you want to do with the pool? And they're like, you know what? We'll keep the pool and we'll take care of the stuff. So they signed off on it, obviously, that they're going to be responsible. And, you know, Will did mention it, who's my client, to his insurance. Just always be honest with your insurance. Guys, never leave things out. That's crucial and extremely important. So there is a cool pool back there. There is some space, a little bit of greenery, patios. So I'll take you guys back there. It's going to be dripping on us a little bit, but it's all part of the experience. This property had this really awesome patio door that walks out to this nice covered space. Like, it's raining today, and you can be out here chilling, reading, you know, having a coffee, catching up on work with the laptop, and still enjoy, because the temperature is nice today, but it's obviously really crappy out. At the same time, the basement tenants have to walk around. They come through a gate here, and that's how they access their apartment, is through the back walkout entrance. This space gives you that extra privacy, right? You can be up here barbecuing, you know, having some family over, enjoying a nice dinner, and, you know, the basement tenants, they're going to get along, but still, you know, when you're having that special time, whether it be with your wife or your family or family and friends, you want some privacy, and you get that here because, you know, the basement tenants can come home, go to their apartment, and they're not walking through your sitting area. So another thing that we were really excited about and looked for when we purchased this property, and we did get it inspected to make sure that this structure was all good and that it was, you know, safe and something that wasn't going to have to be ripped down and redone, because this can get very expensive. So if you are looking at a property with your agent, even in a crazy market like this, where maybe you can't put conditions in your offer, do a pre-inspection. Get somebody out here just to look at these important things, because these costs can very quickly add up. So anyways, this one's good, which is awesome for the tenants, awesome for me, and awesome for my client. So this is the outside of the house. Really nice landscaping here. This is the living room downstairs that I'm going to take you guys through and show you right now. And when you're in there looking out, like, this landscaping looks beautiful. It's such a nice cozy room, which I love. Concrete driveway. Storage is where we keep the stuff that we provide to our tenants. So lawnmowers, shovels, bags of salt. I ask my investor owners to pay for that stuff because the tenants are responsible for doing it. So if you're gonna ask your tenant to take care of those things, it's a nice gesture. It's the right thing to do, in my opinion, to buy them the stuff that they need to take care of your property. We get them to sign an additional document, again, that's supplementary to the lease, where they sign off on the snow removal, salting, and grass cutting. So AC, giant AC, which is a must. Another thing we look for, this was already here, right? So this is the access, this is the laneway for the basement tenant. We didn't have to do this. So again, anything that you can find in an existing property that's already there is something you don't have to put on your balance sheet. You don't have to account for that in your renovation. So very important stuff, guys. Come through here. We got them to throw in this gazebo because we knew the tenants were gonna like it. So they left it for us, and sure enough, the tenants love it. So it's raining, so we're gonna quickly jet in. This is the pool that we've now allowed the upstairs tenants to have full kind of authority and access to. So they're gonna professionally open it, clean it, maintain it, enjoy it. And like I said, if there's anything, it is in good working order. We had it inspected. So it's not like we handed them something we had no knowledge of. It's fully operational. It was fully functional and usable last summer. So we've simply said, hey, we know it works now. Enjoy. If anything else comes up, you know, it is your responsibility. And that was part of the deal, and they were totally cool with that. So nice area, all done. Big window. So this is a window to the basement. Here's the walkout. So this is going to be the entrance for the basement apartment for the lower level. Okay, guys, so this is the basement unit. I'm going to kind of walk you through the floor plan, what was already here, which has saved us a lot of money in terms of the renovation because we didn't have to do additional framing. When I saw this house, I realized how easy it would be to just throw a kitchen there, do some paint. Obviously, when you're doing a legal conversion, the city has a lot of requirements. You have to have, you know, and that's what I'm going to show you is the laundry room can't be a part of the mechanical room. So we had to do a little bit of framing there. Obviously, do some fire separation in terms of adding a sprinkler head into that room. Some, you know, double 5/8 drywall. We'll walk you through that. But what I do mean is this was an existing, and as I mentioned to you guys in the car, I apologize it's so dark. He can get a good shot in here. This is the office. Some would call it a second room. It could technically be like a nursery if somebody has a child. We're not usually putting families with small children in a basement apartment. It's usually not a thing we recommend for a 2-unit property, but it's happened before and it's not impossible. So maybe it's a single mom or a single dad. They do have an option for a nursery, but most likely it's going to be a single professional or a couple that's going to rent this space similar to the professional couple upstairs, and they're going to utilize this as an office or storage. Either way, that's up to them. If they want to live in there, great. You know, it's kind of like a little Harry Potter bedroom, but like I said, we'll stick with it's an office. That's how we're going to market it. We're not going to market it as a Harry Potter bedroom. It'll be marketed as a storage or an office. So here's the kitchen. This used to be empty as like a somewhat of a living space. I'm not really sure because they had a nice big living room at the front. So whether this was just a big mudroom, I'm not sure. But either way, it's now our kitchen. So cool thing. This is an existing closet. So we've actually, we're going to rip that rod out and convert this into a pantry, right? That ties right in with our kitchen. So use stuff that's existing if you can. There's no need to rip and redo everything. And Scott, who's my contractor that's here with me today, he's the lead on this project. He's really good at looking for stuff that's there and saying, hey, we can do this or we can do that. A, it will save money. B, it'll add something exciting and unique for the tenants. And B, it'll help whatever space is there or you have to convert become more functional. So in this property, we went with one of these microwaves that has an exhaust fan built into it. So stove goes in, it's properly vented out, which is important. And it gives the tenants, you know, more countertop space because they don't have to put a microwave now somewhere on the countertop. And in this basement, this kitchen's sweet, but it's still rather small. We don't have a ton of space. So little things like that can create a lot of extra space and still give the tenants everything they need. And that's exactly what this is. My client got a sweet deal on a full bundle. So he got the microwave, the stove, the fridge, and the dishwasher all in a bundle and saved a lot of money. And that's perfect because it's exactly what we needed to make this kitchen come to life. So laminate countertops. I like to go with the more modern square look. It doesn't look like stone, but it doesn't look like cheap laminate either. It's nice and flush. It doesn't have that back lip on it. I find it looks much better. And then in the future, if you want to do a backsplash, I don't think we're doing a backsplash here, are we? Yeah, so in the future, if you want to do a backsplash, it's very easy and it'll tie in and look sweet. So Scott's done a nice Lazy Susan here, which I don't even have a Lazy Susan. I wish I did, but whoever moves in here is going to get the Lazy Susan. So that's how we're going to market this place. Lazy Susan. You must have this apartment. Yeah, Scott, if you want to take them into, maybe show them where you ran the plumbing to tie into the stack, and then show them what we had to do in the mechanical room, and how we had to separate the laundry because that's code. Sure. Here in the city of Welland, and as most cities. So I'll let Scott kind of take you guys over there and show you that stuff.
All right, we'll go down the dark hallway here. So I'll start with just, because we were already just talking about this. So this is where we ran into the existing stack. We had the option of putting a pump in under the sink, but then we worried about failure in the future. We worried about the noise for the upper tenants. So we thought, hey, if we can make this work. So we worked along with the city. We had the inspector come in, kind of, assess everything. And he said, absolutely, you can come in here. There was an existing clean out there, so we still were able to use the existing clean out, and we tied in our kitchen plumbing right above the clean out into the main stack. So that whole wall was completely removed. That's why you can see the drywall repair there. But again, that was less invasive. We didn't have to break up the floor. A lot less expensive. And again, we were thinking about, being mindful of the tenants upstairs, so you don't have a pump running in the middle of the night if someone gets up to get a glass of water, So yeah, it all worked out great, working with the city, working with Jordan, the architect, and yeah, so that's the way it turned out there, so we're happy with that. And then here's our mechanical room here. So, sorry, this is the laundry room. This was all one big mechanical room, and we divided this up. We put, it's all fire code for fire separation. It's all 5/8 fire code drywall. We got safe and sound insulation in the ceiling and the walls. But this is going to be our new laundry, and this is our mechanical room. And again, it was great working along with the city because the inspector came in. Originally, we were going to have to board the entire perimeter, including the ceiling, with 5/8 fire code drywall type X. And he came in and he says, well, guys, it's going to be difficult here because this is a return wall. How about we put in a sprinkler system and then we install a duct smoke detector that's going to be interconnected with the shutoff switch for the furnace, and then also put a interconnected smoke alarm that connects with the upstairs. And he says, in that way, it's completely safe. It's going to be less expensive, and we don't have all the work that's required to build these walls out and protect it with drywall. So again, that was a great suggestion. It saved myself time and it saved the owner's money. So yeah, it was just a good experience that way. So
yeah, and sorry, Scott, if you want to also mention, normally guys on a project like this, you're gonna be required to have big steel fire rated doors. And through the option that the inspector provided us and Scott, we didn't have to do that, which again was another massive savings. So doesn't change the safety or anything like that of the space. So if you have those opportunities to do things differently than normal, and the city's willing to work with you on that, take advantage of that opportunity, because usually it's the other way around. And that's not a dig at the city. They're doing their job and making sure these spaces are safe, and builders and renovators and investors are doing things properly. However, when you get an opportunity like this where you can save a lot of time, energy, money, and effort, utilize it. This is one of the bathrooms that's located in this basement apartment. It's a full bathroom. It's great size. It's got a full tub, toilet, and a large vanity. This was existing. We didn't have to add this. Existing. This is the large living room, obviously for the basement tenant. This is what I was telling you when we were outside, is when you're down here, like this was when we purchased this home, it was all set up with couches and TVs, and it was gorgeous with the landscaping. It's a really nice space. Beyond, those are the French doors that I was telling you guys about as well. I'm not gonna shut both because, well, the other one's missing. There's tools all over the place, but when these are both shut and that's gonna be all painted, it's really nice, right? Like you got these cool French doors, nice big window, bunch of different options for how you want to use the space. And then one of my favorite features of this is there's this really cool little half bath here, which I was shocked when I found it. I still can't believe that it's just here, because it just gives, it's just something extra that most spaces, or let's say there's, our tenants they're looking at a lot of different basement options, and most people do. They don't just find one thing online and I want to sign a lease. They want to look around, like most consumers and tenants, and find the best space and understand, okay, if I'm gonna spend X amount, how much value can I get for that money? And I think when people come here after seeing other spots, that other basement apartments in the area or other cities, they're gonna really, this one's gonna really stand out because of those things that this one has that most don't. So we love that. It's gonna be good to advertise too. 1.5 baths plus it's gonna be advertised as a 1 bedroom plus den or plus office with 1.5 baths. And that is truly gonna be what helps us get to that nice price point. In addition to all the nice work that Scott did and how wonderful he's made this place look, of course, but those are things that you don't normally get. So that's gonna make a huge difference. So yeah, I think the last thing, Scott, another thing we found here is it's a full inch water line coming into the house, correct?
3/4 inch.
3/4 inch, which is great, because a lot of these homes that are built in the 70s, 80s have 1/2 inch or 5/8.
1/2 inch. Yeah.
And the problem with that is it's not a big enough water line to service 2 full apartments. It is, but when you start adding dishwashers and multiple laundry, it becomes an issue. So that was something that we checked. So if you have a realtor that's experienced in investment real estate, like we are, they'll notice those things. And if not, maybe they have a contractor or an architect. You know, you need to have people on your team that are gonna be able to identify those things. Because that could be what? A $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 job.
Absolutely.
If you gotta run new water lines.
And that pipe was able to accommodate the sprinkler system.
Yeah,
So
right.
without that pipe, we wouldn't be able to put the sprinkler in unless we upgraded the pipe, right?
So there you go, right? That, something as simple as that we knew just saved our client $5, $6, $7 grand here, and then, you know, probably $3,000 or $4,000 in labor and material, because we were able to use that sprinkler option. So investing in real estate has its risk, guys, but if you look for a lot of these things and you work with people that care and know what they're doing, you can definitely mitigate and somewhat eliminate a lot of that risk. And that's what we try to do here. We try to take people that have capital, get them into the market, get them into good, reliable investments like this one that are gonna rent to great people for high rent and that already have a lot of stuff done, so that renovation budget doesn't be something that keeps you awake at night and twitching because it's just so expensive. So again, there's projects that are very expensive and some people go in knowing that, but you know, for this investor, it was their first investment. I wanted it to be, you know, very unique and not scary. I want to keep the experience enjoyable. And if you're overspending and dealing with challenge after challenge after challenge, it's gonna be hard for me to keep that fun. So this house was perfect for these people. I'm super happy for them. He's a good friend of mine. Got the upstairs rented. We're almost done here. We're gonna get the downstairs rented, and him and I will be hopefully sitting on a patio having lunch on him because we did such a good job. Thanks for checking in with me today, guys. Like I said, it's Eric Cleary, co-founder of Orange's Property Management, realtor with the investment team at RE/MAX Niagara. Thanks for checking in. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And guys, as always, I appreciate you checking in with me today. You take care. Take